Wine. It's simply crushed and fermented grapes. The variations in the stories are what make it so fascinating. Vineyard practices like trellising methods, dry farming or irrigating, fertilizing, cover crops, biodynamic practices, head pruning, using sheep and goats and insectiaries. There are so many varieties of grapes, and then different clones and different rootstocks. The variations in wine are beyond comprehension, and the stories behind the wines are as lush and beautiful as the wines themselves. Our goal at Crush Grape Chronicles is to explore and chronicle the grape, its many stories, and its journey from dirt to glass. Well, tell me a little bit about the wines that you guys are making here.
Okay, so tying to that conversation we just had about Missoula flood loess, you know, each one of these soil types are loess, the Jory soils, the volcanic soils that are in the Dundee Hills and parts of the Eola Hills and parts of Chehalem, and the marine sedimentary soils make up basically the three primary soil types. Right. And stylistically, the wines are very different. So we're knee deep in Missoula flood loess, and the pinots, that's sort of the benchmark for everybody. The pinots here tend to be more bright berry in character as opposed to cherry, and very spicy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's baking spice, pie spice, you know, those kinds of things. And the whites are very distinctive. I personally prefer the Pinot Gris from Missoula flood loess soils better than anything. It's very complex. Rather than just the normal apple pear quality, we get a lot of citrus and herbal notes and a little bit of tropical notes in warmer years. So it's a broad spectrum of flavors and a lot of texture. So I like that a lot. Riesling, we make a little bit of Riesling that's very distinctive and, you know, very nice. But I don't find there's as much distinction in the Rieslings. I know people would argue with me, but and then Chardonnay is new. We had a lot of Chardonnay here on this property, mm-hmm. and in the early years, and we had the clone that they had brought up from the selection they had brought up from California. That was a late ripener and a very tight cluster, so it was a lot of rot. Yeah. In the years when we had good weather, it was really beautiful. Some very nice wines. But it was like 1 out of 4 or something. So with the new Dijon clones, looser clusters, earlier ripening, we're back in the Chardonnay business in a small way, and I like the quality. I like what's going on. We're still trying to find our place, and I'm not gonna like fake it.
Right. You're not gonna pigeonhole yourself.
No, I don't know where we are. What these vineyards are going to give us stylistically once we figure it out. It's a new thing for Willamette Valley in a way. Mm-hmm. You know, some people have been at it now maybe 10, 15 years with the new clones, you know. Not a lot going on up in the Laurelwood soils. Ponzi's have been working on it. They have Laurelwood soils, Laurelwood type soils. So I'm very encouraged about the quality we're getting, but stylistically we're working very hard on determining the best harvest parameters and fermentation and aging parameters to get a style that we think best reflects this area. So that's a work in progress, gotcha. But I think it's very, very high potential.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You guys are working on some interesting things. Don't you do a pet nat up here too?
We do. It's not a pet nat. No, we just do a bulk carbonated.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, like just a fun.
Okay.
Aromatic variety, you know, to sort of in the Prosecco price range. We just released it. It's been screamingly successful so far, so that's kind of fun. But we also make, which we haven't released yet, you know, traditional method Champenois, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay blend, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you making that here on site?
Yeah. We make everything here.
Are you basically? It looks like the winery is big enough. You guys basically do everything in house here. Yeah.
We do.
Set up for everything.
Yeah, we don't do anything off site, and we do all our own bottling, and we try to be as estate as possible. Mm-hmm. our standard Pinot Noir, which sells around $20, our Willamette Pinot Noir, in 2016, we had to get away from 100% estate because we couldn't keep up with demand. So we have contracted with a couple other growers, and but it's still predominantly from our vineyards.
Right.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah.